So if you are on a live stream, you can see it's showing somewhere. Okay. So namaste and welcome to the stream of knowledge we are creating. We started with Malavika, her sharing on the path, and our guidebook is evolving towards meeting obstacles and resolve. One of the obstacles we have here in spiritual path, ego. This is your ego, no? Pointing towards somebody else. That's the question of Fatima, Babi. She wrote. That's we enjoy very much telling somebody else this is your ego. And this is the greatest obstacle recognized in each religion at the same time. And everyone believes, as everyone knows God, same way they believe that if you have ego, you cannot meet God. Either of it. So we try to understand in a very rational way. First, I will put you very rational approach to ego. How, in traditional way of looking, in the context of Kaivalya, moksha, nirvana, in this way, and understanding the idea of I. First of all, I. So when we say I, forget about everything. For sure, we are referring to this body in which we are shouting that I am, no? At least the body matter. So understanding the same way on physical body, we may come to a concept that we have psychic I, like psychic body. Because we know the story of this life, idea arose that even if I die, I may exist. Before I birth, I may exist. On this idea, the religion is formed. Metaphysics and mysticism, any religion. If these two idea is not important, none of the religion will be born, and nobody is interested. If these two idea, religion start to be born, and here we say spirituality. So one way religion is like, I am a Christian, bigot Christian, I am Hindu, I am Jewish. In this way, religion was formed. And there is a very general way, a common rationality, which will wake up, any intelligence which will wake up, bound to think about it. Whether I really existed before I was born, and whether my life still will be continuing after this death, this I, which I am possessing through this body. With this idea, you start to become spiritual, provided you are unbiased. And you're bound to stumble upon some gurus, Buddha, Mahavira, Jesus, Muhammad. Somewhere you're bound to stumble upon for this question because these people were answering. So, understanding the body, what it is. An infinite force is running. To block this infinite force, an instrument like eyes. So what eyes doing? There is infinite spectrum and patterns. It's deleting all and limiting us to a certain spectrum. The infinite knowledge, the infinite perception is blocked by one sense of seeing. So this one sense of hearing certain spectrum. So this infinity blocked by something, we say I am. So it's very natural to, when we claim the I, we somehow block this infinite force. And then only when we say I am. Otherwise, infinite force is I am not. So who am I? I am a process of limiting the infinite into a finite. That is my whole effort. So who is coming in order to express the infinity? Who is coming on the way? Nobody else. My ego, I. And when we say I'm becoming spiritual, we say be detached. Do not claim. Then the infinite force you will feel more. And more you will limit, your finite force will be there. So this is one way of understanding that I is a finite force, finite in intelligence, finite in the body structure, finite in capacity. And this process, we are continuously involved to define this finite and make an obstacle to the infinite. This we call ego, I, as an obstacle itself in its own way of realizing the infinity, I. And we realize it, we are forced to realize because our sense is limiting, our motor organs limiting, our acts limiting, and this limitation is I. That's why there is a proverb, nobody comes in your own way of enlightenment except you yourself. Nobody there is no obstacle itself. You are creating it and enjoying it, claiming yourself, I am somebody. No? What I can obstruct this infinite in many ways. And some people know I am detached, so I can express the infinity more. And there is Kavalia Nirvana, what? There is no I to resist. So Buddha will say Nirvana, finished. There is no I to resist. There was never any I. And if this I is not there, then its concept of God and liberation finished. Nirvana. Patanjali will say Kavalia. Only that remains, except that nothing. So each one is expressing in its own way. This is very high concept. And we are creating a guidebook for sadhana, ABC. No? I went very high in concept. Now let's begin from zero. We are having three ingredients in our backpack: is surrendering to God, a burning desire to see transformation, and studying ourselves honestly, or supporting with the scripture and words of enlightened people. So here, in a yogic way now, no, not in a tantric way, yogic way. Ego, how Patanjali will come up. So we find the two ways. One, we are being, and one, we are doing. No? Suppose somebody has to become the president of the US. So person who is working hard to become, he is in a doing mode. He's doing how to do, what to do, how to do, how to do. It's a doing mode to reach to a state where power is in his hand. Once he will reach there, he will be there. And whatever he will do, that action will possess that power. Same like as a sadhak, we know, oh, we will reach samadhi, enlightenment one day. Once we will be there, we will be there. And then whatever I act is a divine act, is an enlightened act. So the act emanating from being somebody, the state of being. Here, ego, we have in Hindi two words. In English, not so much, not two. In Hindi, we have asmita and we have ahankar. Two words in Hindi we have. In English, we have only ego. So you see ego in two ways: dynamic form and passive form. So when we say passive form of ego is asmita, means I'm sitting here not doing anything. I even don't bother about my sense organs. In that way, I am meditating and I am being. Only practicing being, not in doing. In that being, still there is an idea of I. Passively there. That your meaning and purpose of birth in action, in function mode. When you are born, your Mahat, the pure intelligence, your pure intelligence carries the meaning and purpose in function, not just in a being mode, in function mode, to function in this world. That is Asmita. Even if you will not do anything, it will be there. And when you come to the dynamic mode of relating with someone, it becomes ahankara, the form. It starts to take the form and dynamic form. It is spreading, expanding, dynamic, and touching others and affecting directly. Like in the presence of 10 people, this ahankara, the shape of I, which is dynamic, expanding in any situation or contracting continuously. This we call shape, ahankara, whole shape of it. And one not doing anything, meditating, sitting silently in the cave, it still exists in your intelligence, the idea of I, which carries the my meaning and purpose of birth in function, a potentiality and an actuality. So ego is seen two ways. One, in passive form, carrying the seed of fulfilling its meaning and purpose and desires, which is unfulfilled. So giving a potential dynamic. So if the energy is given, it will move to fulfill it. And you are meditating, intelligence is fully balanced, is still in samadhi, in enlightenment is there. Passive form. And from there, from enlightenment, from there people proceed only on the idea of desires. How many desires are left? To be born again or not to be born again. Or not to be born again, you work only on libido, desire to live. So each incident which is happening in your life and you are affecting, you are have only one touchstone to see, oh, how it's connecting to my desire to live, my desires, my meaning and purpose. So once you meditate only on it, you are between enlightenment and nirvana, between enlightenment and kaivalya. When you balance your intelligence and you are feeling I, this is asmita in passive form. I is sublimating in a passive, not in a dynamic form. It has seeds still to be born again. In sadhana, where we are as an aspirant, we study in a dynamic form. It's expanding, so it's continuously affecting your surroundings wherever you are. Wherever you go, to whomsoever you meet, whatever you do, in every action, it's expanding. Actually, in order to expand, it moves. Otherwise, there is no purpose to come in movement. Why at all to do something? Doing means expanding, again expanding. So that's why it pinches. No, somebody, oh, I feel very suffocated in the presence of this person. Why? Its ego is expanding in too much speed and not giving space for others to breathe. So you feel, oh, I cannot breathe in the presence of this person. And somebody, ego is sublimating. So if you sit with the person, oh, I am being expanded, because you can expand as much, nobody is there to push. There is no fight. Presence. So two aspects, dynamic and passive. This we study. Modern science, psychology, is only studying this active part, the dynamic form of ego, the formation of it, the structure of it, and its diseases or health. This is the modern psychology. And spiritual psychology, the esoteric realm, we are only studying as an aspirant in two forms, in dynamic and a passive. Passive form, when we do nothing and we start to watch, witness. I, with what? I, you cannot catch with your mind. That's the thing. Nobody can catch its own I with its own mind. So howsoever we try with our mind, we cannot catch our ego. Ego can only be caught by your intelligence. Only intelligence can see, this is my ego. Mind will not. Mind only defend, expand, contract, expand. Mind will only helps you either to expand your ego or to contract your ego according to situations. Intelligence can directly see, this is the ego formation, because intelligence is the creator. It's determinant of I. Any idea about I, it is your intelligence which determines it. Yes, it's okay. Then mind holds it. Then mind functions with it. If intelligence will not determine your idea of I, mind will not support to expand it. It will become doubtful. So that's why this is the highest. As an aspirant, this is the height of an aspirant. When a meditator is directly seeing the creation of its own ego and enlightening immediately. A spark of intelligence is the spark of intelligence, and the light of intelligence you see. Who? You yourself, either in a passive way or in an active way. When we function in an active way and become conscious and aware, we say tantric path, dynamic aspect. When we say no, we don't want to relate and work in an expansive mode, we relax, sit in a room, do nothing, not even move for years until I realize the full structure of I, and I finishes completely, and infinite force is running through my intelligence. I am not obstructing it. These two aspects. And now when we go in a structure of ego, it's worst thing and a big thing. It's a very nutshell, very small way I am describing you, a very broad categorization of meditation. I'm not going into structure. If we go into structure, two ways. One is spiritual anatomy of our yoga and tantra, and one modern psychology.
Can I ask a question?
Please.
So, two questions actually. One is that you just said, if I am, being passive and not doing anything, and I think the passivity and the activity, they come in cycles. Because the first thing you had said that there is a life meaning and purpose which is already present in the intelligence. And
even
so
in non-doing,
So if I am just sitting there, and I'm asking this because this often happens, is that really, am I following the meaning and purpose of my life? I mean, what is the main reason why I'm here? Am I following that? There must be a reason, because I'm still here. So, and what you said, that there is a passive, like you sit with, don't do anything, don't try anything, don't figure it out from your mind, just be there. with this idea. And usually the question that I have in my mind when I'm just sitting there doing nothing is, besides relishing and enjoying the five senses wherever I am in nature and the food and the heat and the cool, is that there is a impatience in the mind which says, okay, what am I supposed to do now? So the question comes up, what will I do now? And then something happens. There is this idea which is born, which says, oh, do this, which is very exciting. Then you get involved in doing that. And then after a while, that sort of all the satisfaction that was supposed to be derived from that is derived, and then it quietens down, and we are back into that place of, okay, let me just sit here and enjoy. That is the asmita part, that I'm meditating and I have no particular agenda in mind. I'm just here being. And then that cycle continues. So that is one. And if you would comment on that, I'll ask the next question.
See, in order to move, we need an impulse.
Yeah.
Without an impulse, no movement.
Correct.
Every desire is also an impulse. Every desire. And its quantity is small or big.
Correct.
Do something. So, in order to move, we know to move with desires. Movement. Only thing is, the question arises, everyone is doing it. Desire coming, moving. We as a meditator concerned whether this desire is in harmony with our meaning and purpose of life or not.
Correct. Exactly.
Process is the same in every person. Desire will come, body will move. This is steady, vibration mode, nada,
Right.
sound, prana, swar yogis. They work in this. They only work on impulse. That impulse will arise and they are aware before the impulse arises all the time. In their meditation process is that before a desire arises, I should catch it. It seems like going to play the bell of the church, and you are aware that before sound comes, I am aware of it. I will catch the beginning of the sound. It should not go unaware. So what we are concerned as a meditator, aspirants, as a sadhak, knows the process is the same for everyone, whether materialistic or non-materialistic. The desire is an impulse. So the one way that this desire is animalistic, it will make me more animal or it will make me more divine. Two questions arise. That whether this, if I follow this impulse, it will make me more like an animal, or it will make me more like a human, or it will make me more like a divine and close to enlightenment. As a spiritual, as
right there, I think the question arises, is it in alignment with my meaning and purpose?
Yeah, same. It's the same thing.
As what?
Enlightenment. What is your enlightenment? Once you will be enlightened, the first thing you will, intelligence will see, oh, unnecessary to create this ego, not a good idea. Keep only which is needed exactly for my purpose and meaning, function and complete it, not to aggrandize it. That's the first enlightenment glimpse. You collapse. Like unnecessary garbage, unnecessary baggage, unnecessary burden will start to collapse first. And you remain to
focus.
Yeah. So here, in the process as the aspirant, we are always concerned with the touchstone of our holy books, Bibles, Guru, always carry a touchstone to know, to follow this idea or not to follow this. Whether it will align with my meaning and purpose, it will make me more divine or not. That's the spiritual aspirant question. If I follow it, will it make me more divine, more enlightened, more understanding, more clarity, more joy, more fun, more love, direction, or not? Oh, is it instinctive or coming from intelligence, or it's just coming from my ego, or it's just mind defending my any ideas? So a aspirant is aware it's just instinctive, it will sexual impulse, nothing else, or just I am hungry and I want to kill and get the food anyway. No, so this instinct, animal, or I'm just defending my territory like dog. No other dog should come into my territory. No, defending, or elephant or tiger, doesn't matter. So this three we see, oh, is this action making me more animalistic? Awareness. We don't have anything else. We just have awareness. No, I will not follow. I will follow that which is going beyond instinct. Make a choice. But this making a choice out of intelligence is transformation. Is a transformation. At least, and now ego is categorized. Here, modern psychology is coming in. Categorization of label of being, of human. Oh, you are more beast or less beast. Modern psychology will study ego in a dynamic form. When ego idea coming in the relation of mind and connecting to sense organs to make a movement with an impulse. So as please.
Can I have my second question?
Okay, please.
The question you had asked is, you can never catch your own ego. That you don't. I'm not exactly. I remember what you said.
A mind cannot catch its own ego. Mind.
The mind.
Mind. Intelligence will catch. Intelligence is the creator. Intelligence knows the ego.
The mind cannot catch the own ego.
Mind cannot, because mind is created by ego in idea of I to defend or expand or contract or expand. And that mind senses with the sense, oh, here is a danger. No need to expand your ideas. It's a dangerous place. Better to contract.
I was thinking that the most potent probably is the reflection from others. There are people around me, how they are reflecting back to me, how they are seeing it. Isn't that a recognition of the ego?
Yeah. Look, ego is only needed. That's why so much sadhana, that's why Vatican, that's why Shankaracharya, why they are? What is their need? Why they are existing? They created their need. Why? Understand this process. Because ego will come to stand or function only when your mind perceives somebody else.
Yes.
Otherwise, no need. Otherwise, it's not there in its complexity. And more people you will encounter, more complex it will become. And more deeper you will relate to someone, longer, more complex it will become. So ego is needed to relate in order if someone is challenging, someone should be there, somebody else except me. Then I need ego. If nobody there here except me, there will be no point of creating any ego. Intelligence will say, are you idiot? What is the point? There is nobody in the room. What is the point of creating ecosystem here? Ecosystem is needed when we meet somebody, anyone else, any matter or spirit, doesn't matter. The moment the ego is born, intelligence needs it in order to relate, function, work together, get to know, live life. To live life, intelligence creates it. Otherwise, not possible.
Thank you.
So you need to understand this ego many ways. Very nice. Bring all the perspectives. So that's why people run out of this samsara. Why people running? Why these churches and this Vatican and big religion and in Makkah and Kaaba and so bosses there? Why this whole system of priesthood? Run and be at the place where you don't need to create ego. And create a place of people where nobody is interested to create ego. They will not even notice you that you exist. Gurdjieff method. It was the Gurdjieff enlightenment method that keep the people together in one room and nobody will recognize anyone else. Presence. Not even look into the eyes. It's a hell. Ego is dying. I have also been in this kind of group and see the dynamics of ego, watching. There are no 40 people meditating, living there, sleeping there since morning till night, day and night, meditating and working, and no one is even looking into each other's eyes, recognizing, no recognition of presence, but amazing experience. So these people run. That's what we call run. In this samsara, impossible. You have to create ego in order to exist, function, work. So they run. Go to a cave or to an ashram where everyone is interested only in the self, not interested. So you don't need to create any ego structure. That's we call ashram. That's we call temple. That's we call mosque. That is the peacefulness there. Nothing else. When you go, you are not obliged to create a ego identity in order to introduce yourself. And you are relaxed. Wow, amazing, so much peace. God exists here. So we say that wherever we found that this is not, yes, God.
New
We say
question.
if you are not, God is there. Please, yes.
New question is, there is yet in the mind, there is a belief that there is an external force, God, however it is represented there. Whether it is, the altar and the candles on it, or it is the temple and the deity. So the mind is connecting to something external in order to do the meditation, or it's not, whereas when we are in the asmita space, we are not connecting to anything external. It's all inside.
In order to start the journey, we did know Ishwar Pranidhana. And with our rational mind, we inferred that we have to create a God. This is the ingredients process of aspirants, spiritual aspirant. And you have to have it, one external also symbol.
Okay, so that is the presence.
You can deny it. You can deny it. You can make it internal. Many people make it internal. Many people make it both external. They are not capable of internal, because the religion, final experience of all the religion is that nothing is needed except you. So God exists internally the same as externally. But we create an external symbol for the senses, to control, tame, and discipline. And using the senses to internalization with the bhavana, quality, emotions. We are using impulses. No force is needed. So one force is a force of knowledge. Impulse. The greatest two forces exist. One is the force of knowledge and the power of knowledge, which makes you a meaningful movement. Meaningful movement. Another force is the force of our emotion, bhavana, feeling, emotions. That is also a force. So if this, you can apply two forces. If you say, oh, I'm not so intelligent, not so rational, doesn't matter. Your impulse, you can use the impulse of bhavana. So when you use the impulse of bhavana, what? That is directed by quality of being. More refined qualities you feel in your emotions, more powerful your emotions are. Doesn't matter where it's directed. Origination is you. I feel too much love for an idol in front of you. That an object. An idol is also so beautiful that looking at it, it's giving me blessings. I feel like I am blessed. So refined qualities of emotions, love and trust is generated through a device called God. But it's originating in your heart. You are true. And that's the God become true. So this knowledge is we call Sanatan Dharma, eternal knowledge of relating with God between a human, a Jiva and Shiva relating. So you can use it for becoming a Shiva if you are using the force of emotion, not knowledge. Emotions and the finer qualities of being. So you can be immediately come in contact with the being, with your emotional force, bhavana. And the device is, the methodology is creating an objective God and putting your prana into that. That becomes your soul.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay, so here I can talk infinitely because I have not touched even the surface of ego. But from outside, very gently, I give you an idea, point of views. No? I am on the process of intelligence, at the level of intelligence, not coming mind, not using mind, not another. Just what it is, sparking, giving the sparks to the ideas, what it is. Not explaining its structure, its functions. It becomes very complex. It can be studied as sattvic ego, rasic ego, tamasic ego, in varieties. No? When we come to diagnose a disease, a particular behavior, why this behavior existing in this individual, then you need analysis. Sattvic, rasic, tamasic, instinct, impulse, instinctive, how much force is there in knowledge, how much in emotions, elements, 5 elements, a lot of ways this structure is supported, ego structure. With the senses, it's being supported. So our body is an expression of I, or expression of intelligence, expression of mind and body itself. So body is connected with our intelligence, ego, sense organs, mind, and it reflects in a shape and size to give pleasure or pain. So very nice. I would like to introduce you Kalinath. We are almost finishing. She is here, and she is Aghori, got initiated, and right now she is in Germany, living in Vidya.
Yeah, I'm at a Yoga Vidya ashram.
Yoga Vidya
And this is
ashram.
like Sivanandana tradition. It is not my tradition, but very nice to look inside.
Yeah. So here is Kalinathji, Aghori, in between us. And if you like to say something for we are exploring ego structure, and one of the obstacle considered as an obstacle in the path of spirituality. And we are meeting each obstacles one by one, and everyone is ready to show light. Please.
Yeah, first of all, to everybody, welcome. And what to say, very interesting. Now you have the same topic. I had the whole day today inside, really same topic, because so many people writing to me, or they are talking to me here. and they want me to follow Vedanta, and also the Vedanta is like so much Murti, also deity related, and so many strict rituals, so many sattvic rituals and food habits and like that, and they are like sometimes they see the differences and sometimes they want me to follow that as well. But for me, I can also do my deity rituals for sure, but for me it's more better the God consciousness. My temple is everywhere, it is in the nature, it is every being and every animal.
My question is, you are experiencing right now Vedanta, and you are an Agori, and before you have been also a normal person. I mean, normal means.
For sure.
So my question is, how in Aghor Panth ego is seen, and how Aghori point of view will see the ego, and what it will do to sublimate it, and how you will deal with it, this idea of ego in Aghor, in a small way.
Also this is very difficult and complicated path, because even the Aghor path is not one direction. There are so many different Aghor paths, and what I like it very much is Agoreshwar Bhagwan Ram, because this is like a path which is, I would say, not with so much ego like the others, but in nowadays everything is changed. Nowadays is not the previous path. Also there you will see that people even don't follow their own rules and like that, and they want to be something special, and everybody, I'm coming here, I'm the Agori and whatever, or you follow me, many gurus are coming to me, you follow me, you follow me, you follow me. But actually I follow my own light also, and my and I see also the guru in everything. I'm not like that, but it is also very difficult. But in that I see, for example, the ego. But then it's also again my ego, because I don't want to follow that.
Very nice point. Even the question of Fatima was that, how about recognizing somebody else's ego? In dynamic form, we can very easily see the ego of somebody else or someone else. So this dynamic, if you like, I can explain how to use your eyes of finding ego in somebody else, and what you can do for your own enlightenment immediately. The moment you recognize somebody else's ego, it can make you enlightened immediately and transform. So let's hit the topic. The next topic is, this was on intelligence level. What is ego? I defined it in a traditional way, in classical way. We can say how to play with this ego, idea of ego, for enlightenment. Let it be very playful, in a playful way, relating with living normal life and relating with people and being enlightened. More people you relate, more possibility of enlightenment. If you see ego in somebody else, and if somebody is seeing ego in you, very painful, but very transformative.
I think also it is the identification with everything. I mean, I can identify myself with the dress code, like my Aghor path is wearing black color. No, actually today I have a yellow. But I put this yellow also over because in here sometimes it doesn't come so good, because they wear yellow color. I don't imitate, but I just want, I don't want to be something special, because actually I'm the same.
Ego in lifestyle. Next topic. Lifestyle and ego. No, next topic. will be very interesting. This kind of questions. What is ego? No, should I dress codes, rituals, sects, religion? We will be very interesting to explore in a dynamic form in relating lifestyle. Next, our next stop. Still, we have time. 10 minutes.
Yes, Guruji, I also, Karina, remind me your very nice practice meditation we did together, from Agori, the headless meditation.
Yeah.
It's very, very simple, but it's very, very powerful, and we discuss it in therapeutic ways. How
we use therapeutic, but the same ego, directly working on ego.
How to read out of ego. You just meditate on yourself like a headless.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
And in modern psychology, I read one advice: if you are in a group of people and you don't feel comfortable, just imagine that they are all naked. Then it gives you
confidence.
Yes,
that I am not naked.
Basically, it's also came from Agori path.
Wow.
When the naked body became with less ego, destroying the ego to go naked, and it's.
I can suggest this exercise to Celso. He has social anxiety. So if you are having social anxiety, means they have social anxiety only because they fear that people are judging them bad. You know, like I am being judged by somebody else badly. This is a disease. It exhibits in social anxiety. Person feels perspiring, sweating, and cannot adjust, cannot meet new people, cannot go in the market and express its own desire, or buy, shopping. It obstructs. Very good exercise for people who have social anxiety. Everyone is naked and I'm comfortable.
and for the people who are always cleaning, and they have the cleaning. The best exercises is to put ash to the body and just.
Very nice.
Do it 3 times. Do it 3 times, and you will be read out of.
Yeah, these are all looks very funny, and their remedies are also very playful, no? Very funny remedies, because in a way we become very serious. Oh, this is my ego, so it has to be very great and powerful and serious matter. But actually, it's a joke. So remedies, if you take as a joke, it's very nice, no? Like not becoming serious about it. And that's why in Indian concept is the best. They take it as a lila. No, it's a playful lila. Don't be so serious, because you will find out one day that all ego which you created was foolishness. when intelligence grows, few years ago, I was so stupid, so foolish. So when you keep on growing and growing, so all past becomes foolish, playful. That's the growth. The day you realize, no, I am very intelligent, man, you become stupid.
Yes, and I also sent some 2 questions to you. The first is, is it any scale of measurement of
yes,
ego?
I forgot that you are a doctor. Scale of measurement must be there. Yes, scale of measurement there for sure. That's how we can bear somebody presence. No, I can bear your ego to a certain extent. After that, no compromise. So that means there is a scale. There is an intensity of feeling through an ego. So if you're feeling somebody else, this much, no danger, I can accept your ego. So this is society, no? Each one is accepting each other ego to a certain extent. Don't cross the line.
True.
Don't cross the line. So an acceptable behavior, the ego is accepted. Oh, your anger is justified. If child is becoming self-destructive or someone is becoming self-destructive, going to commit suicide, you can go slap the person, beat the person, tie their hands and save his life. People will say your anger is right, justified. Your ego is also justified. Whatsoever you think about yourself, that I am a Messiah and you save this person, it's also beautiful, but saved. So our actions justified. Ego is accepted, justified ego. So intensity has to be there, no? After a certain extent, it's not accepted.
And what is the other scale? I mean, close to
Yeah, you
the
can
zero.
use a scale of traditional yogic scale is there, sattvic, rasic, tamasic. Instinctive, non-instinctive, broad categorization between spirituality and materialism. Instinctive, fully materialism. Non-instinctive, towards spiritualism. You can measure it, the kind of egos. And intensity, also the transformation, understanding how much time is taking to understand. Intensity of a sadhak. Someone is, I want enlightenment now. No, I will once in a week, I go to church. This way, moderate. Or every year I go, or before I death, I will go to Kaaba, or I will go to Badrinath, to some holy places. That's done. So it depends, you can measure the formation of ego. So, and also, yes, intensity of ego is the identification of idea to the instinct, to the mind, to the ego itself, and to the level of intelligence.
And also, one time you mentioned that when you die as a physical body, sometimes ego is not dying. Ego
No, all the
is
time not dying. No, that's the Buddhism. That's Hinduism. They say that even if you commit suicide or even you are dying, your psychological ego is not dying. Psychological ego is not. The psychophysical organism is being born because identification ego is not dying. If ego will die, finished. Ego is not dying. No, it's carrying the history and learning.
And sanskaras.
And learning is carried forward. After your death, it's still being carried forward. Ego is not dying. Ego is taking your mind and intelligence. And only earth element segregating from your structure of body. So in your body, only earth is disconnected. You are still carrying water, fire, ether. After some time will pass, then water will finish. You are still carrying fire, air in your body, psychic body. And if you get born, it again get connected. The moment water and earth will be connected, you are born. You are incepted, connected to your womb. Two elements get connected. So with each have a different dimension. We call it loka. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. We call it loka. It's a dimension of living. So nobody is dying. That's the idea of Sanatan Dharma, Hindu Dharma. See, it's a myth. Nobody is dying. Only in your body, in your house, we call bhavana, some elements changing. And it's only 5 elements bodies here. On this loka, what Hubble can see, like this perception of 5 elements, earth, air, fire, water. So there could be another locus, there could be more elements. Who knows? Nobody knows. Rationally, you cannot deny it. With your logical mind, you cannot deny it.
And my second question is there any difference between yogic ego and tantric ego? You
Yes,
already mentioned that it's
yes,
different
categorically,
dynamic.
yeah, ego categorically, because they are sadhak. Yogi approach is different and tantric approach is different. Philosophically, their mindset is different. So you can easily recognize, oh, this is a yogi ecosystem and this is a tantric ecosystem in the head. And it will exhibit in your behavior also. Like tantric ecosystem, if you want to hurt the ego and make the person discomfortable, you say, oh, you don't have awareness. And that's it. Because this is the whole tantric ego point, that I can drink wine, I can do sex, I can do everything, but I am aware. So that is the integral part of the ecosystem of the tantric, that I am carrying awareness 24 hours in my life. And then that's giving me freedom to do anything. And you say, I'm not aware. Then you are finishing the very ego structure. So tantric ego will collapse. The person will kill you. You say, I will do all my tantra mantra, and tonight you will be you will be dead. Maran Mohan Uchchata. You hurt my ego. So you are removing the very basic structure. But yogic, you will just say, oh, I don't see celibacy, truthfulness, non-violence reflected in your character. And finished. Finished. His whole life is finished. That's what he was doing, it building the ecosystem on this. I'm non-violent, I am compassionate, I speak truth, I don't steal somebody things. This is the whole concept. And this whole ashram is standing, whole business is standing, everything is standing on this point. And you say you don't have. Finished. So you can see the two different yogic ego structure and tantric ego formation on the basic ideas. That's how intelligence determines it first. Okay, I will take this criteria of ego formation. That intelligence determines. That on which basis I will build my ego. That on these 5 precepts or awareness itself only. And don't follow any scripture. I will create my own path, no? And walk alone. Doesn't matter. Don't care. So Chand Bhairav, fully enlightened, completely free Bhairava. That's the idea of Tantra. It's the first, the Shiva, the god Bhairava, who gives knowledge is Chand Bhairav. So means self, Chanda means it's beat.
Rhythm.
Pattern of rhythm. This one who is completely, totally free and living with its own rhythm only. So Chand Bhairav, this gives you the pure knowledge of Tantra.
Okay, I have a very nice joke about the celibacy, because it's like a monk came to the monastery and they tell him to rewrite the ancient book. Rewrite. And he said, okay, show me the first book, the most ancient part. And they showed them, and he said, oh, I realized that it's not celibacy. It's not celibate, it's celebrate.
Yeah.
So this is it for today, 8 o'clock. We will sum up. Anybody would like to sum up the whole thing? Difficult, no? Okay.
Marvin is
Marvin cannot sum up.
silent.
Marvin can explain one word and explain 1 hour about it. Marvin is very good. But if you ask Marvin to sum up,
I'm not sure. Well, I'm not so sure about this.
okay, I sum up then. I don't know who will do what.
Well, I can say if you,
sum up.
okay, yes, you better sum up then.
Yeah, I sum up my talk because I came up with the ideas. We work on the ego structure. We try to understand the ego in 2 forms, active and passive way. Active way, it's expansion of the self-definition. And ego is a system which obstructs the force of infinite and defines a finite body. And you get identified with it. This is my body. I claim. I possess it. I claim it. I identify with it. So this my ego formation. It is my intelligence which determines that which idea to identify and create ego or not to make the part of your ego system. This is the intelligence. Once in two form, one in yogic form, we have technical word asmita, which relates to meaning and purpose of life that exists even we are meditating and sitting silent. In dynamic form, it expands and relates to people and gives pain on pleasure. Doesn't matter who will come in contact with you, your process either will pinch the person or obstacle, quite different kinds of emotional experiences meeting two people with this ego formation and expansion. Both will try to expand, both one will contract, another will include, or both will share territories. Different kinds of relationship develops through between ego to ego, and each transforming each other. So classically we studied ego formation in passive way, in active way. And then we say the expansion of ego is going through the mind and the senses. Identification of ego has many levels, like instinct learning. You are learning through instinct, or you are learning through your mind. Before expression to motor organs, you are learning there, or you are learning your ego formation through intelligence and having a glimpse of enlightenment. So the levels of learning and idea of ego, of the self, will be the same, parallel. They will identify on the same way. Some people, ego is identified with instinct, and they are very happy with it. And they're training their instinct. We can also see ego in many ways of identification of the self. I'm sattvic, rasic, and tamasic ego. That way also. We can also measure the intensity and speed and formation of ego. So this is all was the talk. And few of your questions of Malavika was there. I think she will say if she got the answer or not. So question you had, you can sum up if you get the answer of your questions which you had in your mind before coming here.
I will not be able to participate the next few weeks because I have a class every Friday morning at this time, already announced. So, but I will listen to your recording.
Live. Yeah.
Not live, afterwards, YouTube.
Yeah, after that. It will be saved in YouTube.
But I will not be able to ask questions actively.
And it will be also be in the guidebook. Also, you can go to the guidebook, and I will create a new chapter now with ego system. So just before
One
this,
of the things,
yeah.
one of the things I found, this is what you said, it doesn't, your ego doesn't leave, doesn't disappear when you leave the earth plane, that it goes into the other lokas. And that is very enlightening to understand because, you know, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts around near-death experiences or people who remember before coming here, those kind, and there is an awareness of the self, and there are memories, which I've always wondered, okay, how can you remember all this? So it's the ego is present, so some of that memory, I'm sure, will also be there.
Ego is present, mind is also present there, but the moment we get born again, we start to create new mind. Mind is created in our parents, society. So with this new mind, old disappears.
But some of the propensities of the old mind is there, like, you know, a child grows up with some
potential direction of energy, potential direction of its energy and pattern is there. We call sanskara.
Right.
Sanskara. So sanskara is a pattern where potentially, if it's given energy, then potentially what will happen and what will be the function and pattern of evolution. Like if nobody has money, you give them $1 million, then potentially what person will do after getting this $1 million. So that potentiality is there.
So then, that's what I think. You come already with a seed of whether you're going to be a mango tree or some other tree, avocado. So that intelligence is always there, and it can take us in that direction. Thank you very much. This was very enlightening. I'm glad I could participate.
Okay, so see you next week. Anybody wants to say anything?
Thank you for coming. Thank you for your questions. And thank you for sharing.
One sentence you can sum up.
Yeah, I hope I can come next time again. I'm still a little bit busy to just hear all things in Germany because I have to start again, and I had to start by the point of 0 because I had lost everything, no money, no clothes, no nothing. But now, yeah, it's all coming again slowly, but I have so many things to do.
Okay.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
obviously.
Well, that's the sum up of the ego, actually, of the ego process. It becomes 0 again, then so many things to do,
expansion,
and then again it becomes
expansion
0.
and contraction.
Yeah, but the thing in Germany, no, in India, you can live even on the street. I was living in Kashi on the street, and I was going to Mandir, and I have slept at the Mandir and Samsan Ghat, no, and like that. But here you cannot do that in Germany. It's too cold. It's very different. It is very different.
And they kick you out.
Yeah, it is very different, not comparable.
India is a country for enlightenment.
But to sum up also, one very important point that you said that must be remembered is that ego is fundamental as well to the enlightenment. It's the enlightenment happens through the ego, right? So, yeah. Just because sometimes, we forget, like, let's get rid of the ego, but it's the ego that's driving you forward.
No, people become suicidal. Let's kill this ego. This is the barrier. Let's kill this ego.
I will take your leave. It's good to see you all. Thank you.
Yes. Next Friday. Bring your questions, meditate.